Grace, God's grace, unmerited favor. I've had it over me my entire life. Oh, my name is Patrick White. Some know me as Gil Gatsby, world-renowned rapper, well-traveled, been around. I remember when Bishop Larry told me years ago that my music will reach millions. I've been on TBN, Sway in the Morning, BET, MTV, but still, it's not about me, it's about God's favor and what God placed over my life, even from when I was young. Growing up in the inner city as a youth, God's favor and His grace kept me away from gangs, being shot, being arrested, my father being in the home and out of the home, and my mother having to raise me, instilling in me Christian value and those around me, is all because of God's grace. Was I perfect? Absolutely not. I always kept God in the forefront of my life. As I got older, God showed me that I was supposed to pastor. From age 12 to age 19, I didn't walk in that calling. Some would say maybe I even ran from the calling. But still, because of God's unmerited favor, He didn't allow me to lose my life in the process. At age 24, got married to the love of my life, my sweets, my boo-bye, my everything. And life was great. 2016, got the greatest news of our life, that we were having a child. We're able to go to the hospital, first visit, hear the heartbeat, strong heartbeat. And then a month later, when we went in for the follow-up, I'll never forget. December 7th, 2016, the most quiet that I've ever heard in my life. When they began to do the ultrasound on my wife, the heartbeat that brought tears to my eyes was gone. A week later, I had to sit in the other room while my wife miscarried our child. Nothing I could do in that very moment could take that pain away, take that hurt away, and console me at that moment. And we knew that God would never leave us nor forsake us. And His favor has never left us. 2018, March 25th, one of the greatest days of my life. I was ordained as associate pastor at Remnant of Life Worship Center. And on April 30th, I had 2 massive strokes while driving to work. I called my wife. All she could hear me doing was screaming out the name Jesus. Nothing else, couldn't get another word out. But I wanted her to know, if I died, she could say the last thing she heard her husband saying was Jesus. While in the hospital, he told me I wasn't gonna make it. Probably wouldn't talk like I was talking, wouldn't read the way I was reading, wouldn't be able to stand. There was a part when I was in the hospital on day 3 when I couldn't ball up my fists. I couldn't even ball up a piece of paper because all the strength in my body was gone. I was paralyzed. 4 days later, I was home. A month later, I was back in position in my church, all because of God's grace. Sometimes slurring, sometimes mumbling, sometimes forgetting what I wanted to say. But in those moments, it wasn't for me to step away and make sure I was perfect. It was for me to stand up right where God had me. God's grace and His glory doesn't always look beautiful. But in those moments, God's grace can show, even when you don't feel 100%. In your weakness, His strength is perfected. That favor never left my life. I stand here today because of God's grace.